Do you have any life-changing experiences like that? I feel like most people in life have certain experiences that changed their lives, like catalysts that really turned them into the people that they are, like pivotal moments. Like for me, it was studying abroad,
Yeah.
Peace Corps,
Yeah.
race to 50K.
Oh,
That all, and then now the podcast.
yeah.
Because all that, those are like the big moments that really affected my life.
Yeah. I mean, definitely like leaving home was obviously a big one, and being in LA. Because I would have never, you know, toured with these artists and had these experiences that I had, which are really unique. I mean, like I was so once I got to LA and got out of my hermitness, I started just doing like bar gigs, and that's when I really started playing guitar. And my first gig was 7 to midnight, so it was 5 hours
Oh,
solo acoustic.
do they have sets that long?
It was Burbank Bar and Grill, and I was just like out on the patio, and I only knew how to play like 10 songs on the guitar at the time. So,
So it's like the radio where you hear a song again.
We got these 10 songs in rotation. Hopefully your dinner will be done and you'll have left before I hit the first one. Yeah. But that really definitely allowed me to like become a better guitar player. And like I tell other artists too that are like, and I still do some restaurant and bar gigs, but like it can be a useful tool because you can really work on material. Like I would try out originals, nobody's listening, and mess up on the guitar, and really like it was like 5 hours of work of like practice. But after I did that, I was doing it like 3-4 nights a week, and after I did that for 4 or 5 years, I realized it was like sucking the life out of me because it's tough, man, because nobody's listening for that long, that many nights a week, and you just kind of get used to being part of the furniture, you know. And people would like be clapping for the Lakers game, and you're like, they can't even hear you. I'm like, I was one time where I was just tuning my guitar, and then I stopped to figure out what song, and somebody was like clapping because all they heard was like the guitar stop, so they're applauding, not realizing like I wasn't even playing anything. But it was a cool time to be in LA. Bruno was out there. He used to come out to that gig and sing karaoke because he had like, you know, he was just trying to do his thing. Sarah Bareilles would do shows, Andy Grammer, and Colby was out there, and that's when I met Colby. And then she had just got a record deal, and I remember I was at home at like, I think I just woke up. It was like noon. I was eating cereal, and one of her bandmates called me, and they're like, "Oh, are you in LA next week? Can you do the Tonight Show with us?" And I was like, what?
Like
the Tonight Show? Yeah. So yeah, and then I was able to join her band, and then it really saved me from like, I was kind of going down because I was really I had like some close moments where I was working with producers and having showcases, and labels were coming out, and everyone was like, "Oh, you're about to blow up, and this is you're gonna get signed." And then, yeah, nothing ever materialized, and so I was kind of back at square one and just like paying the bills, playing covers 3 or 4 nights a week, and that really kind of pulled me out of that. And I got to go on this, you know, like her first song just blew up, so we were just on the road for like a year straight. And
what was the first song? Was that Bubbly?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah, that was like
yeah.
So when I started, we were like all on one old bus, and then, you know, all of a sudden we're traveling internationally, and yeah, it was so fun and such a really incredible experience. And so that was definitely one of the big moments for me.
Yeah. And then you guys created that band, Gone West.
And we were in a relationship for a long time, and we're engaged, and then moved to Nashville, and started a band called Gone West with two of our friends. And just kind of like, for the hell of it, we're like, oh, it'd be kind of fun to do a writing session as a band. So we wrote one song, and we're like, oh, this is pretty cool. And then we wrote a couple more, and we're like, let's just put it out. And then we're like, oh, maybe we should try and get a record deal. So then it turned into this whole thing. So we signed to a Nashville label through Sony, and then spent about a year making the record, which was really cool. I hadn't done a lot of co-writing in my life, and to get in a room with, just the 4 of us, and then usually like some incredible Nashville songwriter, and to see like how different people write and work and how they craft songs, and that was really a powerful experience too. And then we spent about a year in a van going to 100 and something country radio stations across the U.S. and playing for them in their like offices, and then playing free shows for them and promoting our first single. And then COVID hit, and then that was probably another like big moment. Colby and I's relationship ended. COVID happened. We ended up like going like, yeah, I don't think we're going to keep doing this band. Not because of our situation, but just because it was like, it's hard to break a new band when you can't play shows. And we had just spent a year working one song at radio, and they're like, okay, so we're going to pick another single, and then in about a year, it'll be maybe back in the top 10 again. So we're about to have to start over again, kind of. And so we all just kind of parted ways. But yeah, that was a big kind of like moment where like, and my gig, you know, was playing with Colby, and that was gone, and the band was gone, which I thought was like, oh, this is finally like, I'm finally signed to like a record deal and making it, you know. And it was a weird time. It felt like maybe the world was ending too.
Yeah, I mean, so many things, important things in your life came crashing down, and your job was tied to your relationship as well, right? Yeah. So that's difficult. So, I mean, I'm sure you went through some hard times, and
yeah, it was tough. I mean, I lost my mom too, like years before then, and so you know, like the relationship and her family becomes your family. That's where you spend all your holidays and stuff, and so it was a big career, and like I felt like my family was now like not part of the situation.
You're losing so much.
My partner is now gone, and now I got to figure out at 40 something, like, what am I doing now? Like, how do I restart things? It's hard to play shows because of COVID. Where do I want to live? Thank God for my dogs. They've been the one constant, and that's probably too why I mean, most of the time I'm gone, I just want to be home with them, because they've been like, I moved a lot too in that time trying to figure out where to go. And I was like, well, I don't know. I don't feel like I have a home right now, but I know when I'm with my dogs, I feel like I'm at home. So I'm wearing my dog's socks right now.
Oh, that's what it is. Super cool.
But yeah, I mean, I also made a record in that time that I really love called Back to the Blue. And I just put everything into making that, and that really helped me get through it.